So the next videos are going to be about that. So that's where we're going to get into. Treasures, I think they're fucking awesome. The cards themselves, no, but the ability to make treasures, I think is a little out of control. I don't understand why Wizard is pushing treasures. Okay, you cast a spell, you got 4 treasures, put them here. You got your lands here, and suddenly you're at 12 mana and everybody's at 6. You know? Or you're at 8, 9, 10 mana and everybody's at 4, 5. And apparently that's a good thing for Magic. You tell me. I just feel like any card that makes treasures is gonna be a really good card, and they may stray away from that because it kind of breaks Magic, dude. It kind of breaks it. You know, having the ability to keep your mana throughout the turns. I just feel like it breaks Magic. They're either going to choose to go that route, and we're gonna see more treasures and play faster Magic or whatever the fuck. Or they're gonna say, you know what, this is a bad idea. So yeah, treasures, cool card. I play with treasures. Expedition map, Terrarion, Wayfarer's Bauble. These are just cards for my Izzet deck. I had them already. Just Izzet stuff, more Izzet stuff. I'm just gonna drop them into a pile of stuff. We have a Steam Vent over here. These are not cards I bought. These are cards I bought in the past, and we're happy to see them. This is a regular Tri-Land. Alright. Do you know them? They're 50 cents each. Great cards. Honestly, a lot of people don't play with them. Competitive-wise, because they come into play tapped. But honestly, they enable so much of your colors. They're great cards. But I prefer the Triomes now. Boop. So these, happy to see them. We're going to put them in the pile of possibly going up. Got a Cinder Glade. I used to play with this. I'll tell you when I get to things that I bought more recently. Here we have a Strip Mine and a Wasteland. They were pretty cheap, full art, like 10, 15 bucks. Bought them like 6 months ago, maybe. Can't remember. They're really competitive cards. If you play in Legacy, you know Wasteland very well. You know, players will play it like a spell. They'll have it in their hands. You know, turn 1, you play an island, or like a duel. My turn, Wasteland your duel. Go. Then you play your first land again. Then I could come out with another Wasteland if I'm that fucking lucky. Destroy that also. Go. This is fucking high competitive stuff, okay? Wasteland has always been great. We get to play Strip Mine in Commander. I think they're pretty cool. I like the art. They were pretty cheap. So instead of going for the Expedition version of, you know, Wasteland and Strip Mine, which was already over about $100 each or whatever, I went for those that were about the same price as the regular ones. But they look much better, and they will not reprint them like this. See, that's my point. Have you ever seen a special print of a card with this art? I don't think we ever did. So when they start reprinting fucking fetch lands with original arts, full art, are we really gonna see that again? I don't know, guys. We have not seen that yet. So, I mean, is it hot? Yeah. Is it hot? Yeah, it's alright. 10, 15 bucks. Fuck. Easiest fucking purchase ever. Same price as the regular ones. Again, risk management. How low can they go? Well, I mean, if they keep reprinting Wastelands, maybe. How high can they go? I won't say sky is the limit, but I'm saying double, triple, easily. Double easily over 5 years, no problem. Oh, there's just cards and cards. These used to be very hot. The fucking full art lands, especially Unhinged, because they only made it in unsets. now they're making a lot of full art lands. You know, it used to be Zendikar. It came out in Unhinged, or Unglued, and then Unhinged had some. They were really nice too. I remember opening foil of those, and they were like $20 or $15. Then Zendikar came out with full art. Then we had access to full art. That was a killing. Fat packs of fucking Zendikar used to be like $60. You buy them, you sell the lands for $1 each. It was, people made a killing over fat packs of Zendikar. Now, a lot of them will have full art. A lot of them will have different art. We're looking at space art. We're looking at, you know, technology art. We're looking at vampire art, all kinds of stuff. So they are not as nice or as good. This does not belong in this pile. It's just a land right now. Interesting how far we've been. These are again just Joyra lands. This dual land here. So are these going to be the dual lands? You know what I mean? Is this Magic's way of printing a dual land? I don't know. And, you know, I thought about investing in the secret lair for these, because it's like $100 for the 10 of them with special art, full art. Honestly, I don't think it's a bad, you know, risk. But do you play with them? No. Yes. Why not? The truth is, if you have, for example, I don't know, we'll do the best scenario possible. This here, a fetch and this in your hand, right? So what are you going to play first? Well, imagine you have a three-color deck, for example. You have blue, green, red. Okay, you play Jeskai. Is that blue, green, red? Anyway, blue, green, red. And you're like, okay, blue, green, red, no problem. I'll put this on the blue. And I'll go get, with my fetch land, a green, red card. Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty nice, but you just went and used the fetch to get a shock, which seems really powerful, and you can choose to do whatever the fuck you want with that. But this one is just an island. And maybe you could have chosen the other side, but this is the best case scenario. So imagine you don't have a fetch, but you have a shock. So imagine this is a shock, for example. Right. So now what do? Well, you're still pretty good because you got your blue, your red, green. But imagine that it's this one instead. Or I don't have maybe another color, red, green. So now what do? Like, these are not fetches. You're kind of stuck with, you know, these two colors. So I don't feel like this can replace shocks or even fetches. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But are these going to see competitive play at all? At all? And that's my question, right? I don't see how this cannot see for competitive play, or that, you know, great combination, or the triomes even. But is this gonna see competitive play? I think we've yet to see it. And if we look on MTG stocks right now for the decks that play this, I think it might be standard, and that's it, if it's still in standard. So not sure if these are really gonna go somewhere. Click or tap the banner now to find a smart water for fast lands, good cards, really good cards. You know, compare something like this to a fast land when your deck plays everything under 3, you know, turn 3 or turn 4. I think you're much better off with a fast land instead of this where you have to make a choice. Put this aside. All right. Bloop. So yeah. So I mean, that's the idea, right? Some people will go on and buy this, right? Or you can go on and buy this. Okay? I mean, these are choices that a player makes. This is gonna be $5. And for some time this has been $5. Some of them will be cheaper, but they will never go anywhere, like the fucking Tri-Land. Right? Or whatever the fuck else I want to point out, or maybe this. Right? This thing would be like, what, 5? If so? You know? And fetches have been $5, $8. You know? I'd rather pay $3 more to get a fetch that I know can go to 16, rather than something that I'm not sure is even going to go to 10. Alright? So these are choices, right? These are choices. But, I mean, they're choices for someone who likes to have MTG stocks. You know what I mean? So what do we have here? Bought some cards, they gave me a squirrel for free. A foil, common squirrel. Happy to see it. They also sent me an Iron Storm. I never paid for this. They sent me this. Paid 3. 2, remove a +1 on a charge, +1 counter, or a charge counter from a permanent you control. And this deals 2 damage to any target. So, it doesn't come with anything. And there's no way to put anything on it, right? So I'm not sure if this will see anything. Bought a Gerby. It looks fucking trash. Can barely see anything. It's dark. Really strong card. Stupid card. Okay, here's the kind of cards that interest me, right? Proven strong cards, right? Whenever you cast a spell, add red. Until the end of your turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phase ends. Okay, well that's cool. These are great things attached to one card, to a creature. Creatures you control gain boast twice during each of your turn, rather than one. So I don't even know what this is, but the idea is in a storm deck, you play this, you start casting your stuff for nothing or next to nothing, you get your mana back, you get a lot of mana, you get to do things. Really cool card. We'll put it into this pile. This pile is the stuff that I will put aside, right? Play with or wait 5 years on, you know? They sent me an EV. An EV. Look at this EV. Why is this EV like 5 cents or $1? Because they sent it to me for free, so I never paid for this. They just threw it in, sent it to me. So why is Pokemon worth so little? You know, and EV, guys, it's so popular. It's like there's Pikachu, Charizard, Squirtle, Eevee, you know. But yeah, Pokemon has taken another route when it comes to cards having value or not at all. Oh, they gave me fucking tokens. Empowered Auto Generator. That's for my Planeswalker Atraxa deck. Arcane Signet. These are just cards I need. We've got 4 Paths of Ancestry. Full art. Not foil. Again, I mean, the idea that they would reprint this currently is absolutely zero. So you got a full art, Path of Ancestry, a staple in any commander deck. Full art, original art. You notice it, you see it, you understand it, you know what it is, it looks great. How much was that? 50 cents each or some dumbass number? I bought one for all my decks. Because it's dumb. Put this right here. Alright, don't laugh at me, chat. I don't know what happened. Okay. I'm not sure. There's more coming. We got the full art foil Piru. Please. I'm trying my best. So, full art foil Piru. Why full art foil Piru? It's $1 rare, full art, foil. So, there was a time when people invested in dollar mythics. Okay? Whenever you saw $1 mythic, you used to pick it up, because the price would only go up. It would easily go to $2. And if it saw any play, especially play that is broadcasted, it would go to $5 or $12 easily. So having what I think now is the equivalent of that in back in 2015 or 2014, or even the equivalent to that in 2022, I think, is the full art foil of the card. I don't think they're gonna reprint a full art of that with this art. Is this the only time they're gonna print a Piru? I don't know. Is it a good card? That's the other analysis. I'm not gonna just pick some up. Does it have some special effect? Truth is, Piru does. It's gonna cost 8. It's a legendary Elder Dragon. We don't expect anything less than that for an EDH 7/7 card. This is the true meaning of EDH right here, right? Elder Dragon Islander. It's flying, lifelink, costs red, white, and black. Black I can see in a dragon deck. White, you have to actually go get it, right? You have to actually go get it. It's a flying lifelink. So lifelink meaning it's gonna give you back your life. It's gonna hit. Not all dragons have lifelink, and honestly, when you play a dragon with lifelink, for those who have dragons deck, it's a good feel. Anything lifelink that swings good, you feel better. You're at 45 life, 52 life. You're in good shape. Now at the beginning you have to pay Murdu color, so red, white, and black. But if you don't, then it dies. But when it dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. That's interesting. So a lot of dragons will have legendary status. Your commander is legendary. I counted about half of my dragons are legendary, so I feel kind of good about that. And it's gonna deal 7 to everything, right? Everything. But it has lifelink. So it's gonna deal 7 lifelink, and you can look it up if you're not sure. But yes, that's how it works. So you can start counting 7 times what? 7 times what? 20 creatures? 15? 10 creatures? 5? Say 10 for example. You got 3 opponents. Well, 7 times 10 is 70 life, guys. 70 life. There is no other dragon that can get you back into this game as well as Piru. It's gonna calm down the board, give you back a bunch of life. I find it fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Happy to pick those up at $1 each. I cannot see how it can't go to 2, but there's been a lot of print. When you buy stuff at $1, you don't really care about the fucking risk. So we're gonna see a bunch of that stuff. A lot of fringe dollar buys. They have not done well for me over time, these dollar purchases, but some of them have. And when they did, they were like $10 each, and I made my money back anyway. So what is this doing here? Fucking full art contraption foil. What is this doing here? We got some rogues from the same set. So we're gonna come back to those once we get to them. That's just one extra that I had. Put that aside. Boop. Shielded by Fate. I picked 2 of them up and I'm gonna just recall the price really quickly. I think it was $4 or $5 on eBay. I find it really cheap. It's Commander 15. So Commander 15 I think was a real flop, if I recall. It's a great card. An aura for 3. Your creature is indestructible. Okay. You're the one you enchant. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may attach it to that creature. So it's a little bit like the boots, they're like boots and they don't cost anything. So you put this on a creature, And then you play another creature, you can move it to that creature if you want it to be indestructible, or like your commander comes to play, you put it on that commander, on that creature. It's indestructible. You're happy to have your commander indestructible. Yeah, it just seems like a pretty good value. Is the card gonna go to 10 bucks? 20 bucks? Possibly, if you look at the amount of play it is. I think it's quite played. And there's not a lot on the market. So if you look at what's available on TCG Player or any other website, you may have one page of this left. And then when they're gone, the market is going to say, well, how much do you want to pay for this? You know? So I think this is not a bad risk. Not a bad risk. So it goes into this pile. Got a full art command tower. Again, are they going to reprint full arts with this art again? I don't think so. I picked up a soul ring. It was that soul ring with the full art. Are they gonna reprint that again? It's yet to be seen. When they do, things will change. And yeah, we'll be selling some of them. You see something like this, Arid Mesa, full art, non-foil. Picked it for what, 20 bucks or something like that? You know, just a non-foil. Again, it looks fucking amazing. First off, you know, if I compare it to the Arid Mesa, would you like to play this? Okay, it's like choosing your glasses. What do you think is better? This or this? Okay, let's try again, chat. Would you prefer this or this? They're literally the same price. They're literally the same price, and it's not even a question, chat. It seems so simple to me. If people say I'd like to play this more, by the way, is this fun? No. If I want to play this more, then this is gonna have a better price than this. So if you're gonna pay 20 bucks, why don't you go here? So that's a little bit where I'm at in terms of fetches, at least, because I needed about a full set for some other decks. So since they just reprinted them, I said, oh, that's a great time to buy them. It's amazing. So I went here. And if you can pay $5 more and get a foil of this, to me, it's such a no-brainer. Because imagine we're 4 years from now, or 3 years, or, you know, and if for some reason they just don't reprint them, you know, maybe it's going to come out in Quad Masters, maybe not. So if they don't reprint them, where do you expect these fetch lands to go? You know, a card like Arid Mesa used to be 35, 40 bucks. You know, how can it not go? Why would it not go there again? You know, especially if our player base keeps growing and we get more competitive. If we get more competitive and our player base is growing, this is gonna go up. So if a card like this is a fucking Arid Mesa is ready to go to 35, let's say 30 for example, then this one is gonna go to what, 35, 40 maybe, right? And you picked it up at the same price. So again, we're kind of risk assessing, in the sense of where can it go, but how low can it go also? I mean, an Arid Mesa, can an Arid Mesa now at $20 go down to $10? Right? So can a fetch land really go down to $10? Scalding Tarn, $15. Misty Rainforest, you know, enemy fetches, by the way. I do find a distinction. And you know, Misty Rainforest, $13. Is this the world we're gonna see? Are we really gonna go there? Is Arid Mesa gonna be $9.99? And nobody wants them, and who gives a fuck? It's just a fetch land, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't know how to play this game, and Really? Or you know, are we not gonna go there? Are they really gonna reprint this twice this year? Again? Hey, that's possible. You know, the real reason why this could go down to $5 is if they reprint this again this year or twice. Then I understand. It's gonna go down to $10 easily. Easily. You're gonna have the hardest time to sell them. Okay? Especially if you open 3 rares per pack. And we stand to lose. You know, if you buy them at 20 and they go to maybe 10-8, worst case scenario, it's gonna blow. It's gonna really blow. But you know what I'm gonna do when that happens? I'm gonna buy more. I'm gonna buy more, and more, because at some point they gotta stop printing them and move on to other things. They've got so many cards to print, great cards. They're gonna fucking do something else. They've got other fetches to print too. So yeah, happy to see them. Happy to see them, happy to pick them up, happy to play with them. Right? So the risk is kind of low when you play with your cards that you buy. What else do we have here? Helm of Awakening, I had that already. These are cards I had up before. All spells cost 1 less to play. For 2, do not underestimate. This is going into my Urza deck. I'm just kind of working on my Urza deck. So we got this one here. Slow lands. They enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Right? So you put your 2 lands, and then after, and it comes into play tap if you play it first. Okay? So they suck for that. But after you have 2 lands, then you can play them untapped. And the 4th, and the 5th, and the 6th. So they're great cards in terms of getting you 2 colors, and they don't even care if you have an island or a mountain. It's not a check land. It's a land that says, look, if you play the game till turn 6, 7, 8, 9, you want this land. Any 2-color decks, this is an auto include. 3-color decks, easy. 4-color decks will probably choose which ones they want, but R&Ds, the actual new auto include. I mean, we had the ones where your opponents, if you had more than 2 opponents or something, they come into play untapped. These are great lands if you play multiplayer commander, but this is also good. You can play them 1v1. You're probably fine. Your opening hand, you probably have 3 lands. So unless you play like fast lands, but you can imagine where you have like fetch, shock, triome. You know, you play your triome tap. Next you play your fetch. The next turn after that you play your slow land. They're all, you know, they're fine. Great card. So this goes into the Urza deck. This is the stuff I'm adding. Tiamat was something like $20. Again, full art. Where are they gonna reprint this? When are they gonna reprint this? I don't know. I need it. I don't care. My decks. Gemstone Cavern. That's an insane card. I've never played with it. Never seen anyone play with it. But it's an insane card. If you think it's insane, then buy one and play with it, and then see if it's insane. And if you really like it and then the price is too low and the market doesn't know, this is, you know, Cavern Cairn again, or fucking Tears of whatever the fuck land that gives you a black and blue. People don't know. Flagstone of Trocaire used to be $1 each. People didn't know. You know, I bought a few. If they're fucking good and insane, you should think about making moves if you like it. Gemstone Cavern, when are they gonna reprint it? It's Time Spiral. I don't think this set was open too much from what people are saying. Time Spiral remastered because it was like shadowed by other sets this year. If it's in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with Gemstone Cavern on the battlefield with a luck counter on it. Luck? Really? A luck counter in fucking Commander when you have 25% chance of being the starting player, 75% chance of not being the starting player. That's not luck. That's probabilities at work. If you do though, you have to exile a card from your hand, so it's a competitive card. It's like a little bit of a force of will that says counter but exile. Right, so you gotta be somewhat prepared to be able to do these things and still have a great game. You know, someone who played Force of Will in Legacy knows how to do that with their cards. Tap, add a colorless. If it has a luck counter, instead add one of any color. So some will say, well, that kind of blows. It's just, instead of giving you a colorless, sometimes it's going to give you colorless. Sometimes it's going to give you a color. Okay, it's a multicolor land. Who gives a fuck? Well, actually, it's turn 0. Alright. My turn, it's turn 1. Play my fetch. Crack this. Doom doom. Play something that costs 2. Go. The poor fucker never even had a land on. And I have 2 lands. And I'm making colors. Great card. Fantastic card. Probably gonna play it in my Urza deck. Because that deck needs all the help it can get. Urza Saga. Urza Saga has seen 1 print. It's played in Vintage, Legacy, Commander, Modern, Standard? No, it doesn't. It's not Standard. It's Modern Horizons. When it's an automatic staple in Vintage, week 1, it's either gonna get banned everywhere and restricted, or it's gonna fucking change everything. And Urza Saga somewhat changes everything. It changes every deck that can play it. They will play it. And so it changes everything. It's not an insane card, but it's a great card. And you can expect them to keep printing it at the gold rare level, because we need more of this on the market. It's just an amazing card. It's a land that's also an enchantment. You play it, tap, gives you a colorless first time you play it. The next turn, it can give you a colorless, or if you have 2, okay, so if you played it a little earlier, you could create a 0/0 that has power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts you have. So if you have an artifact deck that's interesting. And then the third turn, or turn 3, you get to search your library for an artifact card with convert mana cost 0/1, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. And then you sacrifice it. Okay? So when this triggers, you make your mana. You can make another 2/2 or XX if you want. You get to search your library for I don't know, the best fucking rock in Magic. Which one do you have? Mana Crypt? Mana Vault? Soul Ring? Maybe? Worst case scenario? Everybody has a Soul Ring. And you've got 2 other lands, right, into play. Well, maybe not, but you're gonna put your 3rd land anyways. And then this sacrifices, goes to the graveyard, and it's gone. Then you get to play this land, your 3rd land. Now you got 1 from it that we didn't even use. 2 here, or 3. Okay. You got a mana crypt, mana vault, right? And 2 more colored mana. You literally have 5 mana turn 3 in competitive formats. That's amazing, dude. So of course it's gonna see play. Of course. Such a good card. Such a good card, dude. Incredible card. You want to go get a Mox? One of those Mox. What is it called? The Mox Legendary or whatever the fuck, no? When you have a legendary creature. Anyway, you can get what you want. Foil Arid Mesa. Foil Arid Mesa. Full art. Again, it was something like 24, 25 CAD. The first one I bought, but then that one got cancelled. That's too bad. It was around 24, 25 US, I think, if even. And I got some good price. Sometime it was 22, 23, whatever. Incredible art. Looks fantastic. Really. If you ask me, this is $100 card, in my honest opinion. But only time will tell. And decisions by Wizard to reprint them exactly like this, or reprint them better. And this would become not as interesting is the only possible way, and too many reprints, honestly, that this can go down. How much money do you stand to lose for something like this at 24, 25, let's say 25 USD? Right? I mean, it's got all kinds of things going on for itself. It's a fetch land. It's a full art of a card that people need to play. It's a foil, right? All these are rare aspects in terms of collectability. How can it go lower than $15 for something like as legendary as this? Can it go to 50? Pfft, yeah. Can it go to 75? I think so. Good looking card. This is for the Planeswalker deck. I want to try it. Kill my Planeswalker, return them. I thought it was foil. You gotta be careful now with all kinds of foil. You got a foil marker. We got etched foils, which are a little different. You gotta like it, really. Bought a Teferi Master of Time. These are different every time you get a foil nowadays, so the background is different. Looking good. Looking really fantastic, Teferi. I think it's really good, and my Planeswalker deck is turning into a Teferi deck. There's nothing I can do. Teferi is the fucking best. Yeah, so many good cards, man. They should have called him Jace instead, but hey, that's what it is. We've got a, what are these called? Reveal lands? Are they reveal lands? Where you have to reveal the same kind, so a swamp or a forest, from your hand, or it comes into play tapped. So again, these are fine. I think also these are, I think these are very good. They used to be very cheap. The earlier ones from Innistrad, maybe, I can't remember. Then they went to $5, $10. Maybe they went down because they have so many lands. I still think they're really good, especially with a 2-color deck. Okay, where you have other lands, with shock land, tricolor with shock lands, but you cannot play a fetch, you know, with this, because you're not going to be able to reveal a forest, you know, or a swamp, because it doesn't say in the fetch land, so it's not going to work with that. But you know, this over a fast land in Commander, if you play fast lands, you could choose this over that, because this comes into play turn 1 just like a fast land, untapped, because you can show, more than likely. So I mean, I think they have a lot of potential. Full art foil, $5 US. I think it was a no-brainer. How low can it go again at that price with potential? $3, $4. You don't stand to lose much. How high can it go if players decide to use them, or even if there's a deck that comes out that uses them, or like a 2-color really bonker deck? I don't know. Here. So I don't mean to play those. don't mean to play those, but imagine something like this. Hold on, chat. Look at this. Look at this. You know, with a tri-land. And I just picked up one at random. Okay? Is it a swamp or a forest? Yes. Let me take another one at random. Is it a swamp or a forest? Yes. Another one at random. Is it a swamp or a forest? No, it's the only card that's not a swamp or a forest. Thank you very much. It's an island mountain plains. But it's literally the only land. The other triomes work super well with this. Right? It's just something to consider, I think. If you like triomes, you might like this too. You don't want to go to fetches or shocks. I understand. And the art is fantastic. Next. Out of Nisa, it goes to my Planeswalker deck. This card is 10 bucks for the longest time. Still 10 bucks. Oh, what is this? Don't tell me, please. No. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh no. Oh no. I bought way too many. For me, it's too many. You know, 10 times $1 is $10, and it can, you know, remain that and be nothing. But it's a full art foil. How bad can you go? Planeswalker deck. 4 Path of Ancestry, full art foil. They're curling a lot. I don't like it. You can treat that. And we'll have to find a way to treat that. But I really don't think for $1, it's not Pirula. This is different. $1 for an auto include in any 3, 4, 5 color decks. Full art foil is gonna do better than Piru in my honest opinion. Honestly, dude. Yay, Storm Killing Artist. I think it was around 5. It's an uncommon. Don't let that fool you. A lot of uncommons who create treasures are 5, 10, 20 bucks. Alright. People are catching on to the trend here. He gets +1 for each artifact. When you cast cast or copy an instant or sorcery, you make a treasure. So you start storming. Storm Killing Artists. Cast treasure. I mean, fucking what the fuck? Brainstorm. Treasure. Use the treasure. Fucking something else. Gamble. Treasure. Okay. Fucking another thing. Treasure. What the fuck? So great card. Insane value. Happy to pick one up. Again, if they stop with the treasure and they don't reprint those things, we're looking at a $20 card. These came, I think, with that here. So that's good enough for one video. You're getting the trend. The other videos are going to be just the same. And we're looking at 2 more piles.